There isn't really turns in this game. And also, you would die.
You would
Welcome,
die.
welcome to Burning Wheel, the Law and Order one-shot. I'm Arthur Perkins. This is AP Gaming Real. I am joined by these fantastic people. Sam has played this game before, and Pian and Lexi have not. Let's check in with them. But first, I want to introduce Lexi, as she has introduced me in the past. So I've prepared a short speech. Now, if you are watching this live, we're multi-twitching at AP Gaming Real and Meow Gamer Chick. So here we go. Meow Gamer Chick always has such nice things to say about her when I host her. God damn it, I fucked it up already. Stupid prepared
It's okay.
statement.
Keep going. Keep going. You
So
got it.
let me take a moment to introduce her. An actual cat person who is a self-described weeb. She does science all day in between checking the latest hentai memes. She's often streaming after I finish at midnight, so you can always head on over there and pick up some dank MMO gameplay or FPS PvP where she screams at her competitors. In between her chat making fun of her, they do dank fan art of her dark side catgirl nature. Lexi, Meow Gamer Chick, how are you this fine evening?
Well, with that introduction, I'm doing absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Arthur. And it is a joy to be here yet again with you here, doing some tabletop simulating role-playing games.
Fantastic, fantastic. What do you normally stream, just in case people were interested in going to see your streams?
Well, at the moment, I'm kind of been a variety streamer, but I've been starting to lean more towards the FPS style. Overwatch, if you can consider that an FPS, most people don't, but you know. But yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That's
Well,
news
it's
to me.
well, I guess like maybe like not a traditional FPS. Yeah,
Okay.
because you can have someone swinging a hammer or.
All right.
Well, I don't know. Well, yeah, but yeah. So basically, doing some more FPSs. Still, I'm looking forward to the Final Fantasy 14 expansion coming out in just a few months. So we'll definitely be streaming that as well.
Oh yeah, Stormblood? Is that what it's called?
Is it Stormblade or like Stormblood or Storm something? Something with Storm.
Yeah. Solfang was talking about it as well. He's gonna be a tanking character, so I'm thinking about re-upping around then. Maybe we can form Voltron.
Yeah, well, there's yeah, they're having a new class, Samurai, Stormblood nerd. Okay, that's what Hyper said. But yeah, they're supposed to have a new class, the Samurai. So that's supposed to be.
Well, I chose the one class that lets you be two classes,
Oh, you
Summoner
mean
White Mage, like a professional.
well,
And
see,
that way, I just queue up as White Mage, get instant queues, and then I solo as DPS Summoner. Pretty
we actually,
brilliant move.
I don't think you can switch classes anymore because actually, I'm a White Mage main. Um, so you can't swap once you get in dungeon.
Oh no, I don't swap when I get in the dungeon.
Oh, you.
When I'm like solo playing, I play a Summoner, and then I
Uh,
swap over to White Mage when I queue.
I got you. Are you mean Summoner and Scholar? Because the Scholar is one
Oh
you can,
yeah, that's the one it is,
and
Scholar.
their XP bars go together, like
Yep.
two.
Do you know how long they're gonna keep that game in development now that like are they just gonna keep churning out stuff
I mean,
for
they
that
did it.
MMO?
They kept 11 alive for over a decade.
There you
Well, I
go.
mean, the graphics are still really, good for an MMO. I mean,
I
we
remember when it launched, they were like, "Of course your computer can't run this. It's such hyper advanced graphics, and I was like, "That's great, but I can't run it, so I'm not subscribing anymore. I'll be back when A Realm Reborn hits."
well, yeah, the 1.0 is pretty trash, I heard. But if
Yeah, it was
you look at
fucking
WoW, look at WoW's graphics, of course it's an older game, but I feel like Final Fantasy 14 still has a few years on at least on the
for
graphic
sure, for
side.
sure. I mean, just on content, they're doing quite well.
Agreed. Even though I don't play it anymore at the moment, I'm not subscribed. I'm subscribed to World of Warcraft instead. I feel like a traitor.
You are a trader. It's okay.
As a Holy Paladin, I couldn't pass that up. I wanted to try it out, see how it went.
Okay, no one talks about 1.0. That's so true, Hyper. It,
1.0
it
Final
was
Fantasy.
really bad. There was a fucked up limit break system where you would like combo attack with people. You had to like queue it up in a weird menu bar and be like, "All right, guys, in 30 seconds, I'm gonna use this attack." Somebody else queue up another attack in like 5 seconds. Something like that. It was a disaster.
It's like a whole math equation just to figure something out.
Yeah, it's really bad. Well, This whole game that we're about to play is a giant math equation, so I'm looking
Nice.
forward to
Well,
that disaster.
it has law in it, and I come from
It's
a
true.
family of lawyers, so I'm really excited about it because obviously I became a lawyer. So,
Pian, let's check in with you. How are you doing tonight?
Hi,
You're looking
I'm
very orange.
Pian.
You're lagging horribly.
Yeah, everybody's been saying that. It's a hoodie. I know. I look disastrous today. I'm aware.
What?
Don't worry. I know.
I said you're lagging, not that you look disastrous. I just said you're orange and you're lagging.
Oh, I thought you said you're orange, like really orange. That's what I thought you said.
No, I said you're lagging.
And I was like, I know I'm really orange. Let me try to fix. I'll finish my intro and then I'll fix it. Because is it like real bad?
It's okay.
It's okay.
it's better now. Yeah, it did sound like a robot a little bit though.
Well, I'm Pian. I do things on the internet. I have to say that now.
You do. I mean, it's been 6 months. We've been making you say that.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, this is my first time. No, I was.
You sounded really
this is my
sad
first
when
time
you said
back
that.
on Arthur's channel in a while. No,
No.
I was very like.
Yeah. Well, were you
Yeah,
there for? Was it the Dungeon World game? I can't remember the last thing we did
No.
together.
I don't know, but yeah, I'm glad to be back. It's gonna be fun. Let's do this.
All right, Sam.
Hello.
I know you play Dungeon World.
I have. I mean, I'm not actively playing Dungeon.
I know you're very bad at it too. Absolutely the worst Dungeon World player. Look at your face.
Well, I mean, I think it's very clear that I'm bad at the sprawl. Based
Yeah.
on my.
Well,
my...
I mean, you're dead, so.
So I mean, like that's evidence, and I'm certainly. We have also video evidence that I'm very bad at the burning wheel, as well. Because I'm bad at rolling dice.
That's true.
But yeah, things are good. I streamed for the first time ever on Wednesday, and had fun. So my sound is, we're working on some things. We're getting some things. AP was helping me out, which I appreciate, and
I mean,
hopefully we'll continue to improve.
Uh-oh, we just lost Pian.
No.
By helping you out, I think what happened was I showed up in your stream and was like, "Hey Sam, you made some really fucking terrible design choices. Your volume's wrong," and you ignored me for half an hour until I fucked off.
Well, I'm still learning. Okay, let's put it there. I'm very, very not particularly good yet, so we're working on some things.
Tux wants to sell you an RPG crash course called "Getting Better at Role-Playing Games" for 5 easy payments in $19.99.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody wants to teach me how to roll dice, I'd appreciate it.
Someone in Lexi's chat is saying you look like Daniel Radcliffe.
I've heard that before.
I don't see it.
It's not the first time.
I think it's the lack of scar.
Yeah, the lack of the scar really does it.
If you have the Thunderbolt scar, then definitely.
Yeah.
Like the horn rimmed glasses.
I have some. I have my. I can put on my glasses here. We'll see. Is that more?
No, you
more
look like a tax accountant now.
No. You need the Harry Potter circle glasses. That's what.
But yeah, I'm excited to play more Burning Wheel because I always like playing Burning Wheel, as you well know, Arthur.
I know. Before I introduce the Burning Wheel, I just want to say, what the fuck is Horizon Zero Dawn? It just snuck up on me out of nowhere. I checked YouTube and Reddit this morning, and everybody's like, Horizon Zero Dawn is the greatest game ever. I'm like, what the fuck is this game? I've never heard of it. All right, I'm gonna buy it, I guess.
Yeah, actually, I'm looking at getting a PS4 so I can play that and Kingdom Hearts, the remastered ones, and or the prologue one. The remastered ones are coming out too later on, like 1 and 2.
I remember 1 and 2, but it was like the 7 other games that were just 2 remade 100 times that really concerned me.
Well, it was 3. I can't remember the names of them, but but they made it optimized for PS4. I was looking at it, I was like, that looks pretty cool, and apparently it's like you probably should play them for Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out in December.
I mean,
So
have you played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2? I don't want to spoil anything.
yes, I have. I
All right,
love.
then when Orange shows up in Kingdom Hearts 2, I was like, fucking, this is the greatest game of my life.
Yeah.
I get to hang out with my cool bro, Orin.
Yes.
I feel like Horizon was like a game that like they were like hyping up, and everyone was like, oh, that's just gonna be like another that like big AAA game. It's like not gonna be anything special, and then it's like blowing people away. So
I mean, I don't know. It's my copy will arrive on Tuesday. I'll play it after I get done Witcher 3 and Final Fantasy 15. So you might hear about it in a couple months.
I get mine on Tuesday as well. Actually, I have that. Had to order it.
I've been getting better at XCOM as well.
Really? All right. I mean, like,
as much.
there's a huge variation in skill level on XCOM. So where are you at right now?
Oh, I'm still terrible. Don't get me wrong.
All right. Just want to make sure.
I'm not like
I don't understand why you aren't streaming XCOM. That's a very popular activity for streamers to get harassed by their chats.
Because I think I'm gonna do it after this first run, because the way I'm playing through this game, I would just like not be able to take the amount of hate. Like I'll be perfectly honest, I'm scumming my way through it. I'm not as bad as I was at the beginning, but like it's not great. So once I get through this, I think I'm gonna start an Iron Man run on stream and just be horrible, but that'll be fun.
That's reasonable. All right, let's introduce the characters we're playing tonight, and then we'll talk about the last touches we need to put on them. Does everyone know which character they were playing? I think we all had some dank picks.
I have an idea. Yeah.
Sam, you want to go first with introducing yourself?
Absolutely, I can do that. So I'm the only one who actually made their own character, because I just
Listen to this smug motherfucker.
I offered to help AP make them, and then
I had already finished 3, and he showed up, and I was like, "Fine, you can do the 4th one, whatever."
And then no one picked the character. I honestly made it thinking that somebody would pick it, and I would.
Eric was gonna pick it for sure.
Yeah, I thought Eric was gonna end up playing that one, but it's fine. And I'm excited to play this character as well because I made him. His name is Preston Billingsworth. He began his life as the lowly orphan Pate Billings, but luckily for young Pate, he was taken pity upon by a passing noble at the lowly age of 12, and him and his sister were taken, and him and his sister Lil went from being Pate and Lil Billings to Preston and Lilith Billingsworth. But his sister is just way better and smarter than he is, just like period. And so as throughout their schooling, she just continued to outclass him, and then they both became lawyers, and she still outclassed him, and all of a sudden she was a judge, and he was like, but I'm like just still like I'm just like a lowly attorney, and I'm not doing anything. And so he's very, very jealous and just yearns to prove himself and prove his legal melody so that he can exceed his sister and prove himself to the world. And I'm definitely imagining this character would fit very well in like an Arthur Sullivan play, like that HMS Pinafore or Pirates of Penzance, sort of a goofy singing lawyer.
I believe you are also in a relationship with a one-sided relationship.
I'm smitten with another attorney who happens to be arguing the other side of most cases. I think we haven't quite ironed it out, but either she's a prosecutor and I'm a defense attorney, or vice versa. And yeah, I'm hoping to maybe get her to let me take her on a date and maybe sing a duet with me.
That was really bad. All right, Lexi, why don't you tell us who you're playing tonight?
Tonight I'll be playing Anne. She was born to a noble household and spent most of her first part of her life learning, as all young ladies do. a variety of incredibly boring skills. But after meeting her arranged marriage, Dr. Alfonso Rodriguez, her life turned around. His money would make her family wealthy, but introduced her into a world of science. She used her artistic skills to paint crime scenes for the court, presenting evidence and breaking down physical damage to the body. Now she is a recognized officer of the court, using her sing-song presentations to keep the court's interest in her forensic analysis, because we all know how boring those forensic analysis can be unless sung.
Exactly. I didn't mention yet that this is going to be singing, dancing, artistic lawyers, but hopefully you'll key in on that based on the presentation. Pian, you are in a competition to become the most small person in the world. I still don't understand what this word means. Apparently, it's a combination of short and cute.
Very upset about Timba being smaller than me.
I mean, he's only 2 inches shorter than you.
It's 2 inches too many.
Just cut your feet off. You'll be fine.
Okay, good plan.
Your character is actually the most small, since they have both the adorable and the cute trait characteristics. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's adorable and buxom. Most small confirmed. Why don't you tell us about Brunhilde and why she's such a badass?
Okay, I hope my internet doesn't cut out in this. Brunhilde started life off bashing young men's skulls who thought they could have their way with her. They thought that because of her short height and impressive curves, she was a defenseless little girl. Within a few years, she had the village defense force wrapped around her finger. That was when her relationship began. Rise Jackster, a local judge on his way up. Together, they schemed to make an impressive set of convictions in court cases where wealthy folk would be found guilty for their assets forfeit to the court. They would both rise to their social ranks but kept their relationship under the table in secret. Lord Jackster was recently promoted, and his reduced time and need for Brunhilde had severely strained her relationship. Fortunately, she is skilled enough to look out for herself, and if he keeps ignoring her, she can get revenge. Her natural grace serves her well at social events as it does in the courtroom, distracting and diverting attention from the obvious lies.
Perfect. Now we need to put some finishing touches on these characters. We each have a character sheet. Boom, boom, boom. And there's a tab on all of them called Information. Beneath which you'll see characteristics called Beliefs and Traits. We'll need to fill these in. The basic premise of the game tonight is that a young noble by the name of Kate Jackson, of the House of Jackson, has been accused of murdering a young man named Bremeth in the street, and Lord Judge Mandrake Root is presiding over the case. You are working together as the defense attorneys for Kate Jackson and attempting to protect her from any litigation that might roll back her way. Make sure Bremeth was killed by someone else. For some of you, you might be trying to find the legitimate killer. For others of you, specifically Brunhilde, you might actually be trying to pin the crime on someone specific. Because you're a horrible liar. So, this is what the Burning Wheel has to say about beliefs. You get 3 of them. The first belief should be about the situation that you are in. And this is a declaration of something you want to have happen in the story that will get challenged by me, the GM. Sam, I know you're very good at writing these. Do you have a belief ready for the situation to use as an example?
Yeah, you're putting me on the spot here.
I know. Yeah, I'm trying to ruin your life.
But I can definitely get one here. I'm trying to look over my skills to make sure that I have an appropriate one. Okay, so what was I'm terrible with names. What was the person we're trying to defend?
You were trying to exonerate the lady Kate Jackson.
Okay. So my first belief is going to be I shall prove the lady Kate Jackson innocent. innocent, and with such flair that you can name my love interest.
No, I'll leave it to you.
Okay.
Who do you love? You wanna kiss her?
Let's randomly generate a name.
Yep, I'm gonna make this awkward and weird.
Random name generation.
Her name is Kate Jackson.
Her name is going to be
Brunhilde.
Claudia Emerson.
Claudia Emerson. I mean, that's a good lawyer name right there.
Thank you very much
Claudia.
to fantasynamegenerators.com.
Yeah, that's a good. All right, so she's gonna be the prosecutor.
So the full belief will be I shall exonerate the lady Kate Jackson, and with such flair that Claudia will have to let me take her on a date.
All right, excellent. This is gonna
Dropping
end
changes
terribly.
left and right with the litigation.
Excellent. PN, Lexi, do either of you have beliefs ready? Wow, you misspelled so much there, Sam.
I'm fixing it. All right. I was trying not to type really loud into my mic.
You work on it. Lexi, do you have a belief about your character that relates to this court case? My
well,
suggestion would be something about like maybe proving who actually did it, since your character is very sciencey and forensic-y.
I was gonna say, looking at my skill sheet, I'm pretty good with. Oh, I'm good with anatomy.
Very good at a billion. You literally have the most skills.
Oh yeah.
You have more skills than any other two characters combined.
Does she have the young lady life?
Yes, she does have the young lady life path.
Girls like guys with skills, bow hunting skills.
Bow
hunting skills, right?
I think Piet's character actually does have the bow skill.
Bow hunting skills.
Well, okay, so going based off this, so is my belief that using my superb knowledge of the rule of law in this land, that I will be able to prove who the real culprit was.
That's good enough. Unless there's something else you want to.
With
justice. Okay.
Justice, like I guess like justice warrior, minus the social, justice warrior.
All right. So under the information tab, you want to type that in as your first belief.
Okay.
I definitely like that distinction between like doing it for justice versus like just doing it.
Just doing it for the money. Just do it. Okay. And I have it. Is there two you said, or?
That's the first one.
Okay. So I'll type it in. So second one.
The second one is specific as well. It's not just about the situation.
Okay.
We'll get to it in a second. Pian, your first belief about this court case. Your face is looking bad. I mean, you are a village sergeant. You're a corrupt investigator. Is there something you want to do about this? Like maybe you want to extort your client for money? Maybe you got something to prove to people? I don't know.
Oh, fuck. I'm the worst at this.
Don't you play a rogue? Like always play a rogue?
Yeah, pretty much.
If you're having trouble with the phrasing, I find like a good way to do that is to just like make a statement and then say what you're gonna do about it, right? So it's like, justice is nonsense. I will profit from this case. Or, I mean, what have you.
I think she froze.
Did we lose her?
Yeah, I think we did. All right, that's okay.
Very intense contest.
Let me tell you about the second belief. Your second belief should be an intra-party belief. It is about the opinions or methods of another member of your party. Write your second belief about another character. Sam, I'm frontlining you again.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at I think that the natural one would be Anne, just because it seems like we would probably run in more similar circles. Obviously, I definitely would know Brunhilde as well. Let's see. So I'm gonna make my belief. Anne is too focused on what's right. It is our job to defend our client regardless of what we think.
Oh, interesting. How do I challenge that?
I mean,
Um,
I was gonna can make my belief about Preston
Excellent.
saying that that is quite short-sighted to puts uh, personal gain and profits in front of true morality and justice.
excellent.
That's
Excellent.
actually
Excellent. That is very good.
Let's just say me, Sam, hopes that Anne wins this fight, just for the sake of morality. But obviously Preston's not gonna be too happy about it.
Perfect. We're still trying to get PN connected back. Your third belief is an ethical or philosophical stance, or it can just be about anything you want. So the example they use is it's easy to say you believe in God, but it's not easy to challenge a belief like that. A more nuanced belief is, as a faithful man, I should sacrifice myself for the greater good, which tells you something about the person laying the belief.
Sorry, can you say that one more time? I was typing my second belief in.
Yep. The third belief needs to be, or it can be ethical or philosophical, or it can just be whatever you want. The example they use is, as a faithful man, I should sacrifice myself for the greater good, which tells you a bit about the person who writes the belief.
I can have.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, much like the courtroom that we preside in, we will all ultimately be judged and for the greater good.
For the
Uh,
greater good.
for the greater good. And those who did wrong, basically like karma, will be judged at the end. And if you did well, were moral, then you'll get your just desserts. And likewise, if you are rotten and wicked,
What goes around comes around.
karma's
Excellent.
a bitch.
Pian, do we have you back? I think she's moving. Pian?
Hello?
Excellent. You're back.
Okay.
Let's talk about your beliefs.
Shit.
I know. Get wrecked.
Okay.
Did you hear what the second one's supposed to be about?
No, she doesn't even have her first one yet.
Oh.
Don't rush her, Sam. Don't rush her. This is your
Okay.
belief about the situation.
My belief about the situation.
What do you want to do about this court case? What drives your character? Remember, you're a straight up thug.
Yeah, that's true. I just want to. Yeah, I just want to get more money. I just want to.
Okay, yeah, you're something like I'm only here to get paid.
Yeah.
I will ensure that I get paid. Sam, you have any contention there?
No. I'm putting what I think her belief should be in the chat, and she can decide whether she wants it or not.
I see. I mean, why don't you just tell us? Just say it. Say it, Sam.
Belief should just be fuck bitches, get money.
Wow. Pian, is that your belief?
I mean, I feel like it would fit with Brunhilde, but no.
All right. I mean,
Pretty
you can
fucked.
write that in your belief spot.
No, it's not.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
I'm not. I'm
Can't be
not.
Austin Walker and just put no one man should have all that power. That's your belief. Non-stop Kanye references.
Yeah, so my first belief will be I will ensure I okay.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Your second belief is about another member of the party and their opinions, methods, motivations.
Oh, okay. Let me go back and look.
You're gonna look over them.
I'm gonna look over them.
If you're looking to find Burning Wheel, by the way, it's no longer available for purchase. All of what happened to it, Sam? Like all of the book covers were easily flammable and peeling off, or something like that.
Paper easily flammable. Who
So
knew?
there's like a print error. You can see you're not gonna be able to see if I hold it up, but it's starting to happen to my cover that it's like the cover is like fading off. So apparently they had to find a new printer, which is why the book is not technically in print right now. But apparently it's back in print soon, TM.
Burning Wheel, back in print soon. And pick this fine game up soon.
From those stores and places soon.
It's literally only available from their website. Pian, did you come up with a belief? Don't want to rush you here.
Yeah, I think.
But we are waiting on you, and it's all your fault.
So cruel.
I know.
What a sadist. Jeez.
Hi, Kasuma Des.
I think.
I think that's
I think I want it to be something along the lines of Anne is like Anne's too perfect. I need to knock her down a peg.
Excellent. This is fucking amazing. So what's nice about these beliefs is that if you attempt them, you get rewarded, and if you actually do them, you get a much better reward. So if you knock Anne down a peg, you will get big rewards. Oh boy. Your third belief is anything that you want. It's normally about an ethical or philosophical stance that you want to take. But it can just be anything you want to see in play right now.
My internet skipped through that and I did not hear a single word that you
said. All right. The third belief is a ethical or philosophical stance or anything that you want. No, Tux, it's not going to be that.
I'll make my way to the top by whatever means necessary.
Great. That's a really good one. Do we have 3 beliefs for everybody now?
We do.
No, I didn't. Did I do mine?
Tell us yours.
Yeah, I thought you said fuck bitches.
No. That's not it.
So eloquently put.
My third belief is gonna be, as a man of music, I shall be artful in all I do.
What a loser.
Flair.
So now we write down instincts. You get 3 different instincts. They can be of 3 different types. A general type, where you're just like, this is something I do. The second type is a characterization. So, for instance, I always have a wine glass on hand. Would mean that at the start of every scene, you always have a wine glass on hand. And the third could be a mechanical one that allows you to break the rules. So a great one for that is, whenever I feel threatened, I draw my sword. So literally whenever you get threatened, rather than having to take an action to draw your sword's already out. On the flip side, because that's so loose, the king could be like, I'm taking all your lands. And you're like, oh, my sword's out because you threatened me. If you instincts can be used to, cheat the game, but the other way that they're used is, if you have an instinct, you play towards it, and it gets you in trouble, you get a reward for it. So if you have an instinct that makes your life harder, you get rewarded.
I'm really good at that. I'm really good.
Yes, you are. Yeah. So you each get 3 instincts. Sam, I'm gonna lean on you to.
I've got one.
Go ahead.
So my first instinct is to never throw away my shot.
Wow. Thank you,
Um,
Hamilton. Thank you.
And basically it's just like if an opportunity comes, take it.
Excellent. I wanna read some instinct beliefs just to help get the creative juices flowing. Never let an elf insult me. Never wear shoes. Always sleep with a knife under my pillow. Always recite a poem for my lovers.
Can one be always have a comeback?
Yes. Yep. I mean, you personally will have to have the comeback ready, but whenever somebody says something, you can be like, "Ha! I have a comeback."
Okay.
Give me a second, Arthur. I gotta write it down. All right, here we go.
Let me process it real fast.
Wow,
So-
Tice, Tice's suggested instinct is I use my seduction face whenever I feel scared.
That instinct is actually really, really good for Anne, because if you think about it, it would be a way to trigger rip your wit every single time.
That's true.
I have
That's
an
true.
instinct rip your wit triggers.
That's a good instinct there, Tice. Never bet against a Sicilian when death is on the line. That's a great instinct. It's a good way to not fall for one of the 7 classic blunders.
It's true.
Could one be I always am sure to know the judge?
Always know the judge is an instinct for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, a good lawyer knows the law. A better lawyer knows the judge.
Excellent.
But I'm one step ahead of you because I made the judge my sister.
Dang. Well, for all we know, you.
I mean, the actual
right
judge
for
for
it.
this case is Lord Judge Mandrake Root. I mean, if you can get
sounds very feminine.
yeah, if you can get him thrown out, you can have your sister brought in.
No, because my sister hates me because that's
I
how
know.
I can afford that relationship.
I
know.
Barely suggested I have an instinct where you have party poppers on hand.
I don't know about that one, but if you want it, you can have it.
All right, I've got another.
There was a game where someone was a baker that had an instinct always have bread for the party. And I never seen she just pull bread out and hand it to people while she was talking.
It sounds like Jesus. Everyone.
I've got one.
All right, hit me with it, Sam.
Don't trust Brunhilde.
Oh, shit. You're going to start something now? And Pian dropped. She doesn't even know. She doesn't even know that you're throwing shade, buddy.
That's not a bad idea either. Since she kind of, Brunhilde is trying to knock you down a peg. Maybe, I might need to make an instinct about keeping on my toes around her. I think of a better
Always
way to
keep
word it.
Brunhilde at a distance.
Guys, we're gonna make a great team. We're gonna make a great team.
We're already getting along so well. Like all of our things, all of our beliefs and instincts are just meshing together. It's great. It's great.
Terrible. You're all
We're
going
gonna
to
do
kill each
fine.
other.
Everything is fine.
There's going to be a new murder by the end of the session. Pian, I think you missed it. Sam's second instinct is never trust Brunhilde. Why don't you tell us some of yours? Oh shit! Holy shit! I just saw your first one. It's really good.
I always have a lie at the tip of my tongue.
Oh, that's a great instinct.
You have to have the lie ready there, right?
That's true, but see, the thing is, it's a character one. So when people are talking to her, they would always know that she does. But if at any point she needs to be like, "Stop! I'm gonna lie to them," I'll be like, "Okay, you have an instinct for that."
So could I then make an instinct that says, "Always know when Brunhilde is lying"?
Yes. Yes, you'd have to make a check for that, I think, right? Sam, that would be reasonable. Like,
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Like a roll. I'd have to roll.
you would oppose her falsehood roll with what, observation?
Yeah, I believe it's and I think falsehood might just be a static roll against will. I can.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Stack roll, you said?
But I mean, it's kind of up to the player, right? Like, if one player just wants to be like, "Yeah, it's fine. You can just always know when I'm lying." Like, that's fine. But I don't know if it kind of directly counters another instinct. So it's like
Right. Well, she also has a belief against me. So I have to like try to counter that. So that's what I'm trying trying to do.
It's a
A little bit.
complicated web we're weaving.
Yeah, exactly.
What it could be is something along the like always suspect Brunhilde of lying. I mean, it's
Yeah,
pretty
that's a
similar
pretty
to
good
mine,
one.
but basically that just means like anytime you can just be like basically anytime she lies, it's like
Whether she's lying or not, you can just be like, I don't trust you.
I don't trust you. I'm not going to do that.
That bitch is lying.
Okay.
Ken, you
always-
still here? I don't know. You seem frozen. Oh, no.
Wait,
Maybe.
suspect Brunhilde of lying. Brunhilde of lying.
Man, Pian, your connection tonight.
Yeah, my connection is terrible.
Lexi just shows her belief as always suspect Brunhilde is lying.
Why?
I mean,
Yeah,
your
yeah,
belief
I
is to always lie, so that works out great.
I knew when I knocked you down a peg, so I had to counter that a little bit. I left my last instinct open on purpose, just it's my trump card.
Same.
Thank you.
Got a third instinct.
I'm
Always have a song ready to impress the girl.
I think it's like I'm trying to look at my traits to see what would make sense here.
I think we lost Pian again, or she's being incredibly still. She's the greatest player at the not blinking game that I've ever faced.
You mean staring contest?
Yep, that one. I'm bad at words tonight.
All right, I've got a third belief here. Or
What's your third belief? Instinct.
Third instinct is when in doubt, talk it out. So essentially, always try to talk first.
You realize that instinct will trigger when someone tries to knife you in the street. You're gonna be like, whoa, buddy, come on, let's talk this out. That's the Count Swan belief right there. That always offer deals before the knives come out.
Well, I'm evasive and rhetorical.
Yeah, that's
so...
true.
Well, and also it's also good, right? If you talk out like, "Yo, listen, I got all this money. Let me just give you that, and just leave me be." Or can you even like talk as
Wow. So he's like, "Give me all your money." You're like, "Whoa." First off, all of my money.
Oh,
are you sure you actually know how much money I have? Actually,
I feel like it's a really good way to get stabbed.
Yeah. Stabby stab.
So let me explain the game currency that we have real quick. On the middle of your sheet, under the stats and skills page, on the right-hand side, there's something called Artha and Epiphanies. You each have 3 fate and 1 persona. And when you roll, if you get a 6 or more 6s, and you haven't yet succeeded, you can spend a fate point in order to re-roll those 6s and try to get more successes. It's to help you out. You also have 1 persona point. This can either be used to keep you from dying if for some reason you were about to die, or before you roll, you can say, "I'm going to spend my persona point to give myself another dice," which can be quite powerful. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Another die. It's quite good.
So it's either like not die or like be sure to like succeed at what you're trying
Yeah, I
to
mean, I don't expect anybody to die here tonight, except Brunhilde, because she's literally a fucking armory right now. Brunhilde has an entire... She's got like a bow, a cudgel, a sword, a mace, armor, and shield.
I probably should see what I have.
Yeah, that's right, Sam. She's a fucking badass.
Bare-fisted. That's
Yep.
I have no weapons.
You have no weapons. I mean, you're a surgeon. You have a workshop.
I mean, can I stab people with my scalpel and just like scalpel out their eyeballs?
You can, but you're very bad at it.
I'm bad, but I'm a surgeon. I should be pretty precise.
But you're not precise at murdering people in real life.
Here's the thing: if me and you have gotten into a fight, we're in big trouble. We gotta not get into a fight.
Yeah, that's why we need Brunhilde around. Just
Exactly.
Please protect us.
Oh man.
Wow, your chat is actually fucking roasting me privately on Discord. I'm bad at word tonight is the DM, huh?
Mine?
Oh boy.
Which chat room?
No, they're sending it to me privately on Discord directly.
Oh dang.
Yep, I know.
Brutal.
Secret roast of the
Yeah,
DM.
they troll you too much. Let me know, and I'll deal with
No,
that.
no. Listen, I also am a Twitch streamer who
Throw
gets
hands.
trolled quite often.
Okay.
Unlike you, I don't know how to throw back that mad shade. Like I've seen you
Yo,
demolish
yeah.
kids.
Like, you're gonna come trolling my stream. You better be ready, because you mess with fire, you're gonna get burned. There's been many a person who comes in thinking they're hot shit and they leave cold as ice, because, you know.
Messing with the wrong streamer.
Agreed. Well, as I say, I wasn't born this way. The internet made me this way. So
You were forged in the
I
fires
was
of the internet.
of the internet. Yeah.
Excellent.
The fires of 4chan.
While we wait for PN to get back, my Discord is currently mad because I created a new Discord role called Frozen is Better Than Tangled and gave it to
Oh,
everybody who argued with me on that point.
so you like Frozen?
I mean, I like Frozen better than I like Tangled.
It's so it really is a close though
I
match.
know.
I love both
I'm
of
not
them.
saying it's not, but
I
Frozen
mean,
clearly.
the musical numbers in Frozen, I think, are better, in my opinion.
The whole story is very good.
Look,
The villain
everyone
in
the
Frozen is
Discord-
actually super superior.
Well, yeah, like you don't expect it. It's just such a
I know. He's so close to winning too. He literally is inches away from victory, and he screws up by being like, "Ha ha ha ha! I'll leave you to die rather than just murder you."
You mean the how villains always mess up?
Not
Oh
no.
no, I have a giant laser beam about to cut you open, but I gotta go check the
Not
cops
all villains
real
mess
fast.
up. There's a ranking that I've created of Disney villains. Prince Hans is a B plus. He's so close to getting that A game on, but the master of the A game is Scar. He does win. He rules the savannah for decades, and then what's his name? Simba shows up and is like, "I want to be the leader now. I don't actually know how to do it, but I'll kill you for it." Ah!
With what's it a warthog and
Timon and Pumbaa,
yeah.
Meerkat.
Meerkat.
Yeah. But also when you think about it, it probably wasn't decades though.
I mean, it was at least a decade.
It was lying.
Like a decade. I like a decade, but like
Scar was old. He had silver hair. He got his time in. He wanted to rule. He did it. He got taken out right at the end of his life by some Lion King 2 and 3 should have been about this is a guy who doesn't know how to rule. He's a total socialist. He's all like, we could just pass the food around. He goes to the Pride Lands and they're all like, there's no food to pass around, man. There's no food to pass around. The jackals ate everything. And he's like, no, it's cool. Total mismanagement, all right?
But Scar let the jackals eat everything.
Yeah.
Your kid's name is Simba? Oh, that's adorable.
Simba. All right. Piana's going to use her phone to come back. She's working on it.
Olaf is on Frozen. He was like the summer song, and then he's just like, should I tell him? I'm going to tell him. He's like,
I'm going to tell him.
Yeah.
The voice actor for Olaf is the king in the Hamilton musical.
Really?
Yeah, he's King George.
Actually, I've not seen the Hamilton musical, but I do plan.
Boy, you're missing out.
I haven't seen it either, but I've been listening to it a lot. And I've actually had the song "You'll Be Back," which that guy's
You'll be back.
stuck in my head all day.
See.
It's a great song.
I mean, we have the Moana RPG on Thursday nights where
Moana?
Yeah, it's
Oh man, I love that, the Disney movie.
Yeah, so I started a campaign idea of a Polynesian Islands thing based on Pokemon Sun Moon. And then I heard Moana was coming out, and I slightly changed it. It's kind of like a Polynesian Grecian mythology. The party rolls around on their boat. They've died a couple times and just wandered around as ghosts looking for new bodies.
In the afterlife. Oh,
Yep.
okay. So
and then they come back and they're like, cool, we're learning all these new concepts like sailing and friendship, and people sure are dicks.
yeah. It's like when you get older, like when you age. Funny story though, on Moana, that song "You're Welcome." I actually hurt my foot. I actually hurt my foot pretty bad dancing to it because I was playing it all day long, dancing, singing it, stamping my feet on the ground. It goes,
At the minute of
Oh,
Maui,
yeah,
the tippity
I went
tapping.
for a walk. Yeah, the tippity tap. I watched Little Melly tippity tap. I went for a walk and I couldn't even finish the walk, and I was just like, "What the hell? What the hell?
Your
Is this
chat wants you to sing.
Just all on stage, bro. I do sing, yeah, sometimes. But your welcome song, I don't know. I was singing in the car actually on the way to get some food. So, yeah, I got it out of my system then.
I mean, consider the coconut. Consider its leaves. The island gives us what we need. All right. Looks like PN's almost back. She's working her way in. Can she get here? I've been watching the show Ultimate Beastmaster, and she's back. I just want to say, PN is back. Everyone, let us celebrate. PN has made it back to the internet.
Hey,
Is this connection any
some
better?
exclamation hype in
It's-
chat?
It is better.
It's very stat. It's very, very.
Yes, I ate during the day. Actually, I
yeah.
ate twice already. Which is actually a big thing for me. So these are all on stage, but yeah, man, you know, I'm like who's a good performer? Beyonce. Yeah, I'm like Beyonce.
Taylor Swift.
But, oh shit, my mic with Yeller is on as well.
I would have gone with Taylor Swift, but that's just me.
Taylor Swift, but she just kind of stands around. I bring the thunder.
All right, someone's trying to convince me that Hades. I mean, yeah, Hades is a pretty good villain.
Yo, he's like the sassy gay best friend.
I would rate Hades at an A- for sure. He does get a lot done. He terrorizes the world for generations, and the Titans do get released. So
yeah, so that was his goal. Well, his goal
Spoiler
was to
alert,
rule mountains.
But he's a god, so like,
Yeah, if you haven't read
about it,
the noble tragedy of Hercules and everything.
sure, but I mean, he was fighting
up for a little bit.
Hercules, the son
Yeah.
of a god.
Of Hercules.
that's true. I was just thinking, like, in the grand scheme of things, like what's a few decades in eternity, right?
All right, Pian. Let's talk about some instincts so we can get started investigating
sorry.
crime time.
I'm
No, it's
sorry.
fine. Listen,
So sorry.
no one's blaming you, Pian. We just want these instincts delivered hot and fresh in 30 minutes or less.
Where was I?
I want my instincts like I like my pizza, extremely salty. Your first instinct is I always have a lie at the tip of my tongue. You were gonna make one about Anne?
No, I don't think I was.
All right.
I'm not that petty.
Yeah, you are.
You already made one about me, So.
It had to be about another character.
We've already crossed Petty Creek, so it's okay.
What was the second instinct supposed to be like basis supposed to be?
Of another party member. Something about their outlooks, instincts, opinions.
So they're the same order as the beliefs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No, for instincts, no. There's no order to them. You can just make whatever you want.
I can just make whatever. Okay.
Yep. It's good to have one that describes your character, which you've already done. You have a lie on the tip of the tongue. You could have a mechanical one, like always have my cudgel ready when someone jumps at me. Never get caught off guard.
Usually, the easy way to frame them is to have an if then or an always never. So like if X then Y, or never this, always that.
Okay. I'm using my phone data. Sorry.
Wow, your
shit.
chat is spamming so many emotes.
All the hype,
Yeah.
It's new bot commands, like when cool shit happens, you just activate some hype and like shit ton of emojis pop up. So specific emojis at that, so pretty cool. I think kind of.
Ian's new instinct: always pet nearby cats.
It's a good instinct.
My instinct, my cat-based instinct would be always send it to another room.
Always send the cat elsewhere.
Exactly. Oh man. Listen, can we talk about Konosuba for a moment?
Oh my gosh, you mean the episode that you didn't see this
Yeah,
week?
I know. I'm back. I'm back one.
I mean, if you want, I have a guest code if you want to use that for.
I mean, you could slide that to me and I'd watch it. I'd also watch the latest Yowamushi pedal.
I also recommend Miss Kobayashi's Dragon
Is that
Maid.
the little dragon girl? The little.
No, I find her very annoying, but the other characters are really cool.
Okay, all right. But it is that anime. I avoided it just because there were so many memes. But all right, I'll
Well,
take a look.
well, like yeah, all the memes make it seem like the lolly dragon is like so prevalent, but actually she's not. It's not. She's there, right? But it's not like like oh, she's like there. If that makes sense.
We'll take a look. We'll take a look. I'm really worried about Konosuba. The last episode was the one where he died, and he was like, "No." Not great. Pian, did you have an instinct?
I have another instinct.
All right, you have another instinct. The cat based?
No, it's not.
Always pet a cat. I mean, that's a good instinct.
That is a good instinct. I like that
I
instinct.
know you can make that your third
I
instinct.
feel like a lot of us already have that instinct, oh, kitty.
So my second instinct is whenever I'm flustered, I always still have a smile.
Ooh, good. That's good. Someone calls you on your bullshit, and you're just like, "What? No, I'm so small right now."
Wait, what was the instinct?
I forgot how I worded it.
When I'm flustered, always have a smile. Something like
Yeah,
that.
like something like whenever I get flustered, I always have a smile to back me up or something like that.
Smile through the pain.
Smile through the pain. Sounds like darkness.
Not quite.
Well, she does, right? You remember the cabbage thing? She's like,
Yeah, she doesn't smile through the pain.
okay. I mean, there is a smile.
Extreme enjoyment through the pain.
It's like drooling smile.
Yeah. She's unique. The episode where they go to her house is really fucking bizarre.
Oh my gosh, that dress like gave me like stressed me out. I thought her boobs were gonna pop out like any.
It was a weird episode.
It was really weird.
They were like, "All right, we're done with that episode. Back to adventuring, where things are less weird."
Less weird. Well, everything's weird.
Now there's a guy with a mask.
The guy in the mask. Those episodes, those were pretty enjoyable. That was funny.
Listen, Sam, you don't even know, buddy. You don't
Have you
even
seen
know.
Konosuba?
I don't.
He doesn't even know.
Oh, you have to watch it. It is a good anime. It's really funny.
Not everything can be as good as volleyball anime haiku. All right, that's the top right there. Pian, did you have a third instinct?
Oh God. I've been trying to. Oh wait, I did have one. I did, and then I forgot it. Fuck. Uh.
There it is.
I I can always tell when someone's faltering.
Okay. Sam, you got something to say about that one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure there's a clear trigger there, right? So, like, I think it might be a more actionable instinct if it's like when, like, if I see someone faltering, blank, maybe. Like, I guess it could be like if I see someone faltering, I know it. Maybe
When I see someone faltering, take advantage.
take advantage. Like, what do you want to do as a result of seeing people falter?
Yeah, probably like take advantage of like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just gonna interpret that literally and just get an advantage die every time.
See, it says here on my
Yeah, it says here, right here on the sheet. My gun is plus area. That means I can spread that person I shoot across an area. All right. So we begin at the courthouse of Lord Judge Mandrake Root. He is a short dwarven man with a green beard and a spriggy top. He literally looks like he's wearing a bunch of roots, traditional dwarven hair roots. And he says, "Aye, this case will come to order. You have 3 days' time to gather evidence on the behalf of Lady Kate Jackson, State Prosecutor Claudia Emerson. You have an equal time to prepare your case behalf of the murdered Bremith. Do you have any questions, Mr. Billingsworth?"
No, sir. None at the moment.
"Very well. You're dismissed from my court." The bailiff ushers all of you out. You're given instructions for where you can find Lady Kate Jackson and the murder site of Bremith, the peasant boy.
Yeah, so I'll look at my team and say, well then, shall we introduce ourselves to the client?
Personally, I'd prefer to go see the crime scene. I guess because of to begin work. If y'all can do the introductions to the clients.
Perhaps I have an option for you. Perhaps it'd be best if you and Brunhilde check the crime scene. I'll go make the introductions with the lady. I don't think Brunhilde would be her type anyway.
You know, quite actually, on second thought, I think it might be a great idea to introduce us all together. Why don't we say as a group? You know, your first suggestion, I think, was the best one, and so
I think Brunhilde's just like glaring daggers right now.
Yeah, I think Preston sort of like raises an eyebrow and then says like, well, I suppose I am always right. So first idea is always the best one. And sort of starts heading off in the direction of.
I'd like to say, you know, you look at a lot of science theories and whatnot, and that statement is quite false, actually. So anyway, just would like to make that point clear.
For some reason, I'm imagining you holding like a portfolio and walking down the court steps while you're saying that. That statement is quite false.
I'm thinking like Preston is like already like sort of walking away. I'm imagining he's like got like sort of like a petticoat with like the tails going in the back.
I'm just imagining Preston as Chris Pratt right now. So like Chris Pratt from Parks and Rec. Not Star-Lord.
Oh, brutal. And as he's like heading out, he calls over his shoulder and he says, well, you know, in court, truth is always relative.
Relative.
You want to fight him on that?
There's a time and place for everything, and right now we have work to do. The squabblings of lesser people are of none concern to me at the moment.
I like how we all currently hate each other. It's
Yeah.
gonna go great.
Amazing.
It's true. You're a highborn lady. I'm not.
You are ushered into the mansion of the Jackson family, where Kate Jackson, lady, is being consoled by her older brother, Baronet Samuel Jackson. She's in an all-black dress with a black veil on. He's in a white duelist outfit with his filigreed sword. Just like, there now. I know that you didn't do this. Who are you interlopers coming in and interrupting my sister's mourning?
I like sweep in front of Preston.
Yeah, he's got his like mouth open already.
And I just hi, nice to meet you. We are the attorney for I have her name written down.
Lady Kate Jackson.
Lady Kate Jackson.
I'm curious, is there a reason you're cutting in front of him to do this?
Basically just to piss him off.
Excellent.
Because she can.
Because she can.
I would like you to make a roll for this to see how well you cut him off. It's called etiquette skill. This is literally what it's used for. So on your stats and skills page, scroll down to etiquette. And we need to decide if you want to fork anything. Fork means fields of relatable knowledge. It's other skills that you have that you can pull in to help boost your roll. For instance, you don't actually care about this situation, so falsehood would not be bad to fork in.
Okay.
It also seemed like she already did lie. She said, "We are the lawyers." She's the
Yeah,
lawyer.
yeah. I would definitely give you a fork for that. So, are there any other skills that you think apply to this particular role? Got a couple. I'm looking them over.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to them. This character sheet is. Oh God,
know.
I don't know how to get around on it. Okay, there we go.
Hit stats and skills.
Yeah. Hold on once. Give me one. Gosh, diddly darn second.
She doesn't have the dagger skill, Tice, and I
Okay,
don't think you can fork daggers while bowing before someone and talking to them. Unless it's literally like, I stab him in the stomach at the end of my speech. And
Or
it's
if they're
that-
trying to stab you.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you could technically fork daggers on that.
Okay, I think I also want to fork over Bexham because I can distract.
So
him.
that's not a
That's
not
not
a
a-
skill, it's a trait.
Oh, okay, I see.
If you want that to be part of what you're doing, I'll certainly make a note here that you're attempting to catch the
Nah.
eye of.
Nah, if it's not gonna help me, then
What does failure look like, Arthur?
I think failure is her like stumbling in front of you and just like, excuse me, my lord.
Her face.
Just basically like interrupting him while he's talking. He's a noble and she's like a peasant, so yeah. You'll scroll down on your skill page to your etiquette skill, and you'll hit the dice button next to it.
okie dokie.
It'll ask you for a couple of things. Let's see here. It'll ask you for your modifiers, which you don't have any. It'll ask you for your Artha. You have a persona die if you want to spend it. This doesn't seem like a super
No.
important time. Yeah. And your difficulty here is 1, so put a 1 in when it asks for the difficulty of the roll.
You mean base obstacle?
Yeah, base obstacle is 1.
Okay.
Wow. You are very good at this. 2 successes versus a 1 difficulty. You even have a 6 in there. You're super, super good at this. You do cut in with like a, my lord, we are the lawyers. And yeah, it does make Preston look like he's just like stuck there like that. And Lord Samuel Jackson notices and is like, ugh, what a buffoon. He holds his hand out for you to give him your calling card, Brunhilde.
I guess this is where I would step in.
That's true. Yeah.
It's like, excuse me, sir. Here's our calling card. While I'm at it, why want to introduce myself? My name is Anne, and I'm one of the attorneys that will be assisting with this case. And it's a pleasure to meet you.
He looks at the card and stuffs it up his sleeve and says, "The Lady Anne, yes, I've heard of you. You're the doctor that goes mucking about inside of people, looking to see how they've been stabbed. What a grotesque profession."
True, but you know, to each
I
their
lean
own
up,
in
I
their
lean up and
pursuit
whisper,
of
"I truly agree."
justice.
So much salt.
And I think I bow deeply and I say, "And myself, my lord, I am Preston Billingsworth, head attorney on this case."
Yeah. He's gonna try to intimidate you real quick.
All right.
So he's got 4 intimidation dice. Are you a peasant? No, I think you were born in the
I was born in the
city.
city.
All right, so he's only got his 4 intimidation dice plus his sword die. So he like turns towards you and says, "You should surely make certain that you win." And then he like pats the top of his sword. I would hate to have to use this against someone who incorrectly had my sister put away. Is there anything you wanted to do in response to this? Or you... I guess
Uh,
that's a question. Do we need a roll, or are you actually scared of this guy like threatening to murder you
I mean, you don't have
in an
anything
honor
to
duel?
defend yourself with.
yeah, I mean, like, I'm evasive is a trait I have, and I have an instinct about not getting into fights. So I think he like sees him like turn and put his sword, and he just goes, "Of course, my lord, you must understand. I treat it with the utmost certainty. I defend all of my clients as though they were my last."
He pats his sword hilt again and says, "That is the perfect attitude to have in this situation."
Yeah, he's just like all the blood is just out of Press's face. He's just like a sheet.
I just kind of look at you and I'm like, huh, it looks like you're. I comment about it basically. With my
You give a diagnosis. You're looking a
diagnosis.
little pale there, Preston.
You resemble the corpses that I inspect um, from bloody.
It's actually way more ominous when you're like, you look like a corpse right now.
Yeah. I dissected a corpse with the same hue that your face holds right now. Quite peculiar. Must have no blood.
I just like pat him on the back and then keep like.
So Lord Samuel leaves you to your legal duty with the Lady Kate, who is still crying unendingly into her handkerchief. She is the Jane Austenian ideal, just boo hoo ho 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 ho, oh woe is me.
I mean, unless somebody moves to stop me, I'm definitely going to take this chance to look the gallant gentleman.
By all means.
Do you have the seduction skill? Lol.
Well,
No.
Uh,
But surely you can tell us what you mean here.
yeah, so I think Preston sort of walks over and like sort of like starts like comforting her and is like, there, darling, stiff upper lip. Don't worry. Preston is here, and I am the finest attorney in the city. Please.
Oh, Brunhilde like audibly scoffs and rolls her eyes.
This is absolutely going to be a roll. Failure to convince her that you are here to help her and that you're the best lawyer in the city is going to mean that she like bats her hand away and just goes hysterical.
Okay, great. Can I use persuasion?
Yes.
Okay. I was hoping you didn't make me use falsehood.
You can certainly fork falsehood
I
and
don't
seduction and etiquette.
I have seduction and etiquette, so I would like to fork those
I think you could fork rule of law conceivably here.
as like a lawyer.
Oh, and trial wise. Yeah, actually, you're really set up to lie about this.
Okay, so I'll do rule of law, I'll do etiquette, I'll do seduction, and I'll do noble wise for
All
four.
right, just marking some notes down here that you're putting the moves on this girl. Ob is 4. Good luck, good luck.
Whoa,
Wow.
that is an
Holy shit. That is an amazing roll. You need a roll like that on Burning Crowns, man.
can I also interject though?
Yeah. So she it's not like she cheers up, but she stops crying for a moment and looks up at all of you with puffy red eyes. Anne, what are you saying?
What I was gonna say is, well, there's was a very nice speech and all, but judging by your heightened pulse, your iris is widening, and or your pupils dilating, and the blood draining from your face, you are clearly lying, or at least not confident in your own ability. But don't worry, young lady. My name is Anne, and I am a professional in science and law, and I will be sure to bring the person who did this crime to justice.
Wow. Here's what's amazing about the way you're speaking is that your character has cadence wise, and you're like, "Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun." It works out so well. I almost feel Sam, is this a rollable thing, or are you just like okay with being shamed?
I mean,
I don't know if salt wise is a skill we can roll.
uh, I that's the thing is I'm not sure like what like test it is, right?
All right. I mean, it's fine as long as you're okay with her being like, "Yes, I can see all your symptoms. You seem to be lying."
Yeah, I mean that's totally fine with me.
Excellent. All right. He's built to lie like an actual attorney. Yeah. So Lady Kate is just cleaning her eyes off and says, "Oh, oh my. Oh, I actually have a
I would like to, you know,
You
oh,
seem to be
here,
a very
excuse me.
odd bunch."
Here, let me give you. I have a spare hinky. Let me offer to you. Yours seems to be quite used at this point.
She takes it graciously, with a gloved hand and says, "Oh, thank you so much, Lady Anne.
It is nothing.
At
One
this
can never have too many handkerchiefs."
Agreed. The streets are quite dirty these days.
When you say that, she immediately starts crying again.
at this point, I'm just like looking at Anne, just like why? Why?
Yeah, I
Why?
think Brunhilde's doing the same
Why?
thing. Like I think Brunhilde's like Anne.
The handkerchief thing,
um,
or just making or the dirty streets.
I'm gonna sort of try to keep going. I'm just gonna go. No, my dear. I know it was quite traumatic, but can you please tell us the story?
I don't know anything. I don't know why I'm being accused. I don't know this young boy. They brought me in to see his body. It was horrible. He had these wounds like a savage animal attacked him, and they told me that I was responsible. I was here all night last night. There's no way I could have done this.
She's a werewolf.
I see. And just so we can start building a strong defense in your case, what exactly were you doing that night? And were there any witnesses there who could give you an alias, or not alias, what's the word?
Alibi.
Alibi.
Oh,
Thank you.
yes. My brother dropped in on me a few times to make sure I was here. I was reading the latest War and Peace novel. It's very long. He points to an enormous tome that's just huge and massive. Such an exciting read. It follows the lives of several officers and how they philander about very, very sultry book.
A very interesting read for a young lady as yourself.
Yeah, she looks at you strangely like, I I had thought that perhaps you might be of a similar mind. I've heard about your exploits across the city, poking about in dead bodies and such. I just
No, no judgment whatsoever. I just found it quite interesting that there was another like-minded individual uh, here. It was just unexpected, I must say, because of the times. It's not deemed appropriate for ladies of our status
Oh
to.
yes, well, I'm very forward thinking. I always donate a bit of money to the church and the peasantry, and I try to do good services on Sunday. Just the other day, I was learning how to crochet. Myself, I didn't even order someone else to do it.
I see, I see. So are you very religious then?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Quite religious.
I worship whatever god it is we worship in this land. Let's assume it's a sun god of some kind. That's very popular.
Praise the sun.
Praise the sun.
I see. I see. So, okay.
I'm going to turn to the others and I will say, I believe it's perhaps time to leave the lady. Seems she's had quite a rough few days. Perhaps we should investigate this body, and you can tell us a little more, Anne.
This is one of the few things I have agreed upon with you. So I'd say let's go.
I mean, you throw that salt in front of her, and she's just stunned, looking at both of you like, "My goodness, I can't believe you'd say such a thing to each
I
other."
I go over and sit next to her and put an arm around her, and I'm like, I'm so sorry about everything that's happened to you.
You lied to her?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
like, how could my colleagues I'm so sorry that my colleagues are being so
That's very nice of you. That's fair.
I glance back and do a diagnostic reading. You say that while smiling. How can that be, any sort of sincere? How can they, about what you say? Was
And
such a morbid thing going on?
So, the lady Kate like takes part of your clothing, like some sort of shoulder lapel, Brunhilde, and like wipes her eyes off on it. It's super rude.
And I do believe we are going to need to have a conversation about times and places.
I think I might write down this conversation. You seem like characters out of a book or a story. You're so dysfunctional. That's a good word. Dysfunctional.
I just like to think that we do have our disagreements on certain things, but when we say that that is true of all people,
She stands up and gives a
we know.
very deep curtsy and says, "Please do your best to defend me in court."
I would not dream of doing otherwise, lady.
All right. Anything else we want to get out of this scene?
For a number. I'm kidding.
Yeah. I mean, if you want a calling card from her, she'll give you one.
And excuse me, Lady Kate, if I may have a calling card, just in case we have any more further questions or need anything from you, or have any information that we may be able to give you as well, if you would.
Oh yes, of course. She goes to a dresser and pulls one out of a silk pouch and hands it to you. Just show it to the butler and he'll let you in.
Thank you very much. I curtsy. I curtly turn around and walk out.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Brunhilde?
Yeah. Brunhilde like stands up from the couch and kind of fixes her clothes and then just goes, again, I'm so sorry, and then I hope you have a good day, and walks out.
You too. She immediately, the camera stays with her and she pulls out a diary and begins writing down her adventure with you in between sobbing. Where do we go to next? Are you visiting the scene of the crime?
Yes.
Is that where the body is? That's where.
No, the body is currently at Lady Anne's medical shop. You've got like a mortuary as part of your character.
Cool.
What do you think, guys? Do we want to do body or crime scene first?
We could always split up the work. Since this area is at my place of residence, and I am quite familiar with the going-ons there. Maybe I should proceed there while I leave you two to do more investigative work at the scene of the crime.
Excellent. Sounds like a perfect plan. I shall meet you back at your workshop once we have finished our looking about.
Perfect.
Brunhilde just stands there and just
I'm gonna look. I'm just gonna look at Brunhilde and just be like, "Come now, Brunhilde. We have things to do."
All right. Which scene are we going to first? The medical laboratory or the crime scene?
I kind of want to know what's going on in the laboratory. So I'd
All
rather
right.
see that scene first.
Why don't you tell me what your laboratory looks like? Dr.
So,
Ann.
so I just want to make sure so the time period is like
Medievalish.
medievalish, so very okay. So
They
I guess
still believe in humors, and
oh,
probably they've got like Eye of Newt labeled.
oh
You're
god,
you're a herbologist, and I think you're not an alchemist, are
apothecary,
you? No.
apothecary, yes.
Yeah, you are an astrologist, so you probably have like charts up
Well,
all over the place.
apothecary is like potions and things,
Yeah, yeah.
Making medicine.
medicine,
There's probably like all sorts of dried herbs and weird
hanging out
ingredients.
right in the windows, mainly stone, to keep out a lot of the lights, and keep it cold, so that the rotting bodies don't rot quite as fast. Um, Probably some hay or something like that to try to keep moisture levels in the air to a minimum as well to stop decomposing.
Fucking on top of this.
Yeah. It's all off the
I'm
top
a
of my
little
head.
worried at how good you are at setting up a morgue.
It's
Uh, so you have so I have a couple different compartments, kind of like if you think about the pizza ovens, right? Straight
Yeah,
down through.
instead of a stainless steel case, you just open up an oven and pull somebody out.
Right. Well, no, it's like so instead of like in the morgue they have like the door thing. So it's like that, but it's medievalish. So it's just like an open hole made out of stone that you can like
Like
put
those
the body in and out.
French catacombs underneath Paris.
Right.
oh,
Yes. Yeah, like that. So that's where I keep all the bodies. They're labeled with there's a little I guess like plank of wood under each thing, so I can label them with a number. And then I have like a big book with the corresponding name, on my main desk, which is at the front of the room, with a fireplace behind it. Um, there's also a big center, big table in the middle of the room, or in the middle back end of the room by where the bodies are kept. So for analysis purposes, lots of room to cut parts off and still keep them on the table. So quite very very worn, and it has been stained with blood from the many uses. And then of course on my desk there is like primitive microscope, and some kind of like things in jars like eyeballs and fingers and other kind of in pamphlets, kind of like like I guess like current the most current medicinal and scientific research of the time, uh for when I have downtime. I guess that's
Excellent.
how it's like.
There is the body of Bremeth, having been recently delivered, has been left outside your laboratory on like a cart. There's a guard nearby who nods when you're approaching, like, Lady Anne. And then he like knuckles his forehead, like, oh, salute, something.
Give a quite a small courtesy. He said the body is in the cart.
Yeah, so he's just like, where do you want him?
If you see the gate right down there. If you just bring right around through there, you'll see a side, kind of like there's the main house and there's like a little side enclave inside the house. And there'll be a door on that side, and if you'll just put it in there, there will be a large table in that room. You put it right on there.
Right.
That'd be perfect.
Excellent. All right, then. Rather than roll the cart over, he just shoulders the body up onto his
Oh,
and
do
starts
be careful though.
hodering it.
Oh, please be careful. There's, please, there's
He's like,
important evidence. Please not tamper with it.
he's not getting any more dead,
Well,
is he?
if you would please just keep him on the cot and just bring him around. So
He slams the body back down and starts
it's
pulling
like
the
a
cart.
horrifying look, like,
You're the boss, lady.
oh gosh, the people I work with, I swear, I must talk to Father.
A few minutes later, he's delivered the body onto your like workshop table.
Okay.
It's a young peasant boy, black hair, green eyes. His expression looks kind of shocked. It's set in place by rigor mortis. He's got wounds on his hands and on his stomach, and one on his foot. It almost looks like someone punctured a hole in his foot.
Okay, sorry, just writing that down. Okay, so I guess I walk in with like a leather apron on because I'll be working with sharp objects. Obviously, I have a very thick cloth tied around my face, kind of like a primitive surgical mask. It's with some rosemary stuffed in it in order to get rid of the nasty smell of decaying flesh.
That probably is all over your workshop too.
Oh yeah.
Agreed. Yes, it's quite bad. It's quite bad. I don't host people here. That's for sure. I go out. And of course I have a pair of gloves on, leather, of course. Um, and I guess I approach the body, and of course, upon first inspection, I see the wounds on the hands, the stomach, and the puncture hole in the foot is what takes a really piques my curiosity because it seems to be much different, I assume, right, than the other
Yeah.
wounds in the body. Potentially, off the top of my head, there was a scuffle, and which created the wounds and scratches on the hands and stomach, and then ultimately something had to have happened. Maybe this peasant boy was stealing something, or maybe he was caught looking at something that he should not have been looking at. And after a scruffle, he gets punctured in the foot. But of course, the real question is what was the actual what wound then actually killed him? Because looking at what you've given me so far, none of these are mortal wounds, scratches, and a punch to the holes of the foot. Notice obviously he wouldn't die immediately from that. But here we are. So, and those are the only markings I can find on his body.
Just on a quick inspection. If you want to look closer, you have plenty of skills to let you do that.
Yes. So I made my first. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just kind of getting that set up. Also, I made my first. I can't. Okay. Diagnosis off immediately. So now I do want to take a closer look, for sure.
I feel like this is probably either anatomy or surgery, depending on if you want to cut him open and take a look around, or whether you're just like looking at his foot and analyzing him.
Well, before I cut anything open, I don't want to tamper with anything on the outside. So, of course, what I want to do is first kind of really get a close look at the body. Check the different potential mortal vital points that could have had something done to them to make him die. But clearly, it had to have been something very quick to have happened for him to have the shocked face. So poison or something like that, I kind of rule out off the top of my head because, well, I guess it depends on how fast acting the poison is.
So this is gonna be a 4 anatomy roll.
Anatomy roll?
Anatomy roll. You have a number of skills that you can bring in to help you with it. Very good at looking at a human body.
Oh yeah, I like people watching. Okay, so I have, you said skills, so that'd be like fight, etiquette, musical, field dress. Is that right?
Yeah. I really don't feel like musical instruments going to help you on this particular one. But
I would do like anatomy, right? So
anatomy, surgery, probably, apothecary, maybe.
Let me see. Research. Actually,
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
research. So do I click on all three or?
No. You'll just click on anatomy, and we're like compiling how many extra dice you might get.
Okay.
You can always fork astrology, but in order to do so, you need to consult an astrological chart and then say something like, Jupiter is in the 3rd house of the rising moon. That's how I know X.
I see. And what do you mean by fork?
Fork is field of relatable knowledge. So you know anatomy, but surgery is pretty close to anatomy. And, like you're looking at open wounds. You're not specifically doing surgery, but it'll help you get what you need done.
Okay. So, and I don't get, okay. So first and foremost, I click the roll skill on anatomy.
Yes. So under anatomy, you would hit the die
The-
button, and then you'd pick your modifiers. So the question is, what modifiers you want to use? Research, I think you said, is a good one. Surgery is another good one, so that's 2.
Right, and so like I fill in like the little circles. Is that right?
No. When you go to
Oh, okay.
anatomy, there's the 6-sided die button.
That didn't show up. All right, I see the modifiers right there.
Yep.
I gotcha. Okay, and then so then I said
Research,
got research and
surgery.
surgery. So that's 2 and
If you want to take astrology, you always can.
okay. Well, I mean,
See-
I might as well because I mean that's just gonna help whatever I'm trying to do. So I'll do that. So 5 plus what was it? 4
You just
So-
need to put 3 in there then.
astrology.
Put
So-
3 as your modifier.
Okay, so 3. Even though my top one is
It'll add it to your other dice.
okay. So 3.
So it'll give you 7 dice in total.
So modifier 3. Okay.
And your base obstacle is
And it'll ask you for Artha, which will be 0 unless you want to spend your 1 persona.
Yeah, I won't do that. And then you submit. Base obstacles you said is 4.
4.
Okay, and then
It's gonna be a close roll.
It's a tough roll.
Yep. Yeah, you're looking the body over, and all of the damage that's happened to it. It's been left out in the sun for part of a day. The guard just was throwing it around.
Mhm.
Based upon this, yeah, it's tough to say what was the final death blow. I mean, his ribs are all cracked, but that might have just been the guard throwing him down on the table, lifting him on his shoulder when he was in rigor mortis. Just,
Can she
Hmm.
cut that sucker open?
I mean, you
I
can
was gonna
cut him
say-
open and go for a different view. Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, is there a way to figure out how the ribs were broken by cutting them open?
Yep. Yeah, for sure. That's your intent, is to figure out how the ribs were broken.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, that seems
Surgery
like the
roll.
only
Is
thing
this
I can
you're precisely cutting him open, cracking that chest.
see. Broken open the sternum at the was it xiphoid process?
You're way ahead of me on this one. I went to
Okay,
school
I
to be an
took anatomy
engineer.
stuff. Actually, it's pretty fitting because I just got done with a bunch of like pre-med classes. So last semester. So surgery.
Excellent. Image surgery is going to be here.
and then
Let's figure out what you want to add to this particular role.
I'll go with anatomy.
Yep, that's a good one.
And then, I'll probably go with astrology again because that's another high one for me.
Remember,
Field
you have to say something impressively astrological.
Okay, all right, and then
I see that this man was a Cancer. Yes.
Oh, what a moody bitch! Oh my God.
I'm a Cancer.
So
I'm a
am I.
Cancer too. Okay, see, I have a little astrological sign right here on my wrist. So, let me consult the stars and the tarot cards to see if this is the proper approach to what I seek. And upon flipping the cards,
See here.
it shows unto me that the choice I make is clear to see.
Oh, it's so hard to find surgery.
A little bit of
Jesus.
rain.
You also field dressing would probably be a
Field
4.
dressing could probably, yeah.
Field dressing. Because I was gonna do research again, because again it's
You
like
could do that.
researching the
Yep.
body.
Apothecary forks into surgery as well.
Okay. So like the numbers next to them don't really affect it. It's just the number of modifiers, right?
Unless you have a 7, it doesn't. It only adds 1 die until you get to a 7.
Okay. All right. So I'll just go with the astrology because I already did that. I'll do research and anatomy with my surgery.
This is going to be Ob 4. And it sounds like you have a bunch of dice you're adding to this.
Okay.
It sounds like 4 extra.
Yep. It's going to be tough. Oh, shit. Why don't I just shut my mouth? All right. So here's an interesting thing. If you move your mouse over top of the successes column, you can see what dice you rolled. The last die is always the astronomy die. And you got a 6 on it, which means it's open-ended. You can re-roll that by just rolling another d6. You didn't just succeed. You could succeed real big here.
Yeah, but it's out of a 12. Is that right? So that's midway. So like basically, this could either make or break me.
No. I mean, you've already succeeded at it.
Oh, okay.
So all you do is in chat just roll another d6. So roll
Okay.
one d6, and
So I just
yeah, we'll
I
see if you get
modify it.
5 successes or maybe even more.
And do I do a base obstacle
No.
or
Just roll like /1d6 in chat.
Yeah.
one v6
Slash
1d6.
R 1d6.
Yep.
/R 1d6? Unrecognized
On a 4, 5, or 6, you will be successful.
unrecognized commands /. You mean R 1d6, and that's like no spaces.
Yep. Oh, space after the R.
Okay. there we go.
/R space 1d6.
Got a
There you
5.
Okay, 5 successes. Yeah. You determined that his ribs were definitely broken by being, smashed around. But what's interesting is inside him you see signs of a heart attack.
I see. Okay.
Seems like maybe he died from heart attack or panic of some kind.
Or maybe something that stopped his heart, like
true.
like sort of thing. Okay, so ribs attacked by brute with cart. Heart attack. So next, what I would want to do is take a sample of either of some form of fluid. See if he has any fluid left in his veins or in his in his kidneys. Something see if he had been poisoned basically to cause his heart attack.
Yeah, just looking at the body, you've already succeeded on this. It's not poison. He just died in a panic heart attack.
Panic?
Yep.
Okay. Panic. So there was so then okay. So then the real question is, what punctured his foot, and is that weapon still around?
Yeah, unfortunately. So here's the thing about Burning Wheel. There's something called Let It Ride.
Mm-hmm.
You've already made analysis of the body and failed to determine what was happening.
Okay.
So you can't go back and check it again until something changes. Your
Okay.
character's already frustrated all their options.
Okay.
So maybe you've written down in your journal what punctured his foot ?
Right.
Dramatically.
Lots of question marks. So basically, this is in scene.
Yep. Let's jump over to our investigatory team here. There are 3 town guards with hotcakes, eating them next to the alleyway. They've roped it off with actual rope and are just eating. One of them's taking a leak in the alley where the crime happened when no one's looking, and the other 2 are just what? No, we are just eating some hotcakes.
I go and start go to duck under the rope, and as I do it, I just try to snag one of the hotcakes out of the guy's hand.
Oh my god, this is absolutely gonna be a roll of some kind. Maybe it's a speed roll.
I would say it sounds like probably either just agility or sleight of hand, which I don't have.
Let's make it an agility roll. Let's make it a versus agility roll.
Cool.
So we've each got 4 die. I mean, you're trying to get in there before they stop you and steal the dudes. I'm gonna give this guy an advantage on his roll of 1 die.
Okay, cool.
So he's gonna roll 5d6. He's got 2 successes as well.
I'm gonna spend a fate to try to break this tie.
Oh, do you have a 6? Yep. Okay. Oh my god! Oh my god. All right, you do it. You snatch that thing. The guard you steal it from is just what? What the hell? Who do you think you are?
I just take a bite.
The
out
dude
of
who's pissing is oh shit. He's tying his trousers back up.
I take a bite out of it and I say, "Why, Preston Billingsworth, good man."
Oh, all of them are fucking. Everybody's just moaning. You can tell that they know who you are. They nod to Brunhilde. They're oh yeah, Brunhilde's here. She's gonna clean this guy up real good. You're their boss. I mean, you're literally their boss.
Yeah, I just like kind of push in front of like go under the rope, and I'm like, this is my territory.
Right,
I
boss.
offer you some hot cake.
It's quite sweet and good.
I take your hot cake and I step on it.
You just throw it on the ground and step
The
on
one guy's the guy whose hotcake is just like, my hotcake, boss. Why would you do that?
Ooh.
I look at him like, were you supposed to be eating on the job in the first place?
But, and he like looks to the other two guys who have both like thrown their hotcakes away into the street. He's just like, no, ma'am.
I think I'm gonna need something to let this pass. To
Are you extorting your men for
Yeah.
money?
Yeah.
I mean, let me ask here before this extortion happens. Are you literally asking them for money or something, or you just want him to like give you a like ale? You want him to just like give you?
No,
something?
I just want like just something to be like.
Yeah.
Shirt. Give me your shirt.
Oh, he'll definitely give you his like ration of good alcohol. He's just like, oh, of course, boss. Here, I got the good stuff just for you, ma'am.
I nod, and then
So
I like.
he's like 6 foot tall, and your character is very short, and he's just like handing it down to you. He's this huge, muscle-bound dude with like a leather cap on. He's like, "Oh, please take it. Don't hurt me, boss."
And then like I think I like stand on my tippy toes, and I like put my finger in his face. I'm like, don't let it happen again.
Are you sombering him? Are you boop?
No. I'm not gonna touch his nose. I'm just gonna be like.
All right. I feel like this is an intimidation roll for sure, just to see just how scared these guys are of you.
Oh man, I'm gonna fail. I know I'm gonna fail, but
Can I help?
Of course you can. How are you gonna help? Well, technically, Pian, it's your choice. Do you
Yes.
want him to help you?
Sure.
All right.
If it means boistering my like reputation with.
I'm going to help by orating to the crowd. I'm gonna like turn and like to like the street and be like, "Oh, you will not want to miss this. Look at this town guard thinks he can
Oh my God, this dude is gonna murder you.
step to his superior officer. Come now. I'm sure she's going
I'm
to
actually
put on
giving
quite
this
a
guy
show."
a name. Well, someone just showed up in chat named Edens TV, so I'm gonna name this guard Edens, and I'm making a note here that he is going to kill you in your sleep one day. It's his new belief.
Okay, and then what I finish is Brunhilde after you, and then I boop him on the nose.
Oh my God. All right, Brunhilde, I know you think you're not going to be good at this, but you are surprisingly good at intimidating people. You have
And I give you 2 dice.
You get 2 dice from him, plus you don't have to use these, but my suggestions are craft-wise applies to the situation, as does bribe-wise and guard-wise. Yeah, and criminal-wise. You literally have, if you want to take all of those, you get 6 extra dice to this roll.
What like happens if I take all of them?
It's a good roll.
It's a good roll.
Good
Like
roll.
so I don't have to like ration these out or anything.
No.
So
Yeah,
in
fuck it. Let's do it.
We haven't been talking about keeping track of how difficult things are because it really only matters in a longer term game. But you have to get a certain number of successes. You can see on the skill chart beneath it, it says like 2 routine, 1 difficult, 1 challenging. The
Yeah.
routine roll is like if you have 8 dice and they have 3, you're going against a 3. That's routine. You should obviously be able to make that. A challenging roll is when you're attempting to hit a difficulty that is more dice than you have. So if you have
Okay.
6 dice and you need to get 7 successes, that's basically impossible. You would have to get extremely lucky.
yeah,
Okay.
Difficult is when it's very close. Like 5 versus 4 die is a difficult.
Okay.
Again,
What?
it only matters in a long-term game. For this, bringing as many dice as you can is a good deal.
for a one shot, we just want to throw big piles of dice.
Okay. Solid. So I want to do that. How do I do
All
that?
right. Next to your intimidation skill, there's a 6-sided die button.
Yes.
Click that. Your modifier is 6. If you want to
Oh,
bring
dear.
all of your skills to bear.
Yes.
Your obstacle is 3, which is the guard's will. Yep. Yeah, they're super afraid of you. They're very, very afraid of you. What the hell was that? Is that what your character does? You're just like, bitch, I'm fabulous. Come at me, bro.
No, I don't think. I think Brunhilde's more like of course, like
Of course, yeah.
of course you're scared of me.
Yeah.
I'll
gets-
kick you in your shins.
Yeah. I feel like this is a good place for us to take our first break as you enter the crime scene alley. When we return, we're gonna find out just how scary you really are. We'll be back in about 7 minutes for the second half, where yet more crime will happen. And we'll probably throw more hotcakes on the ground.
Why are we wasting food?
I know, right?
I was trying to eat it.
That was his lunch.
Nah, you don't get to eat no hot cake, buddy. Not after your comments to Brunhilde.
You on
Is
the
that
clock.
Brunhilde's voice now? Does she work for the DMV?
She's from York, I say.
All right,
Yeah.
take a number.
Take a number. Bon. All right.